At some point today, you saw someone else's life and felt something shift inside you. Maybe it was a photo, a promotion, a vacation. Someone looking effortlessly happy in a way that made your own life feel suddenly smaller. You didn't choose to feel it. It just arrived. That quiet sting. Tonight, we're going to look at it honestly. Because Buddhism had a name for this long before Instagram existed. And more importantly, it had a way out. In 1954, psychologist Leon Festinger proposed social comparison theory. His idea was simple. Humans determine their own value by measuring themselves against others. We don't ask, "Am I doing well?" We ask, "Am I doing well compared to them?" And the cruel part, we almost always compare upward. Not to people struggling, but to people who seem to have more. The brain treats that gap as a threat. And then quietly whispers you are not enough. The Buddha called this Issa, envy. The inability to bear another's happiness. He also named something deeper, Makkariya. The feeling that another's gain somehow diminishes your own, as if happiness were a pie. Every slice someone takes is one you'll never have. The Buddha said, this is the illusion. Joy is not a limited resource, and believing it is, that is one of the quietest forms of suffering there is. There's a story about the Buddha's cousin, Devadatta. Talented, intelligent, devoted to practice, but he couldn't bear that people revered the Buddha more. He spent years trying to surpass him, to discredit him. And in doing so, he destroyed his own peace. The Buddha never retaliated. He simply said, Devadatta has made a prison out of comparison and locked himself inside. The bars were invisible, but they were real. Neuroscience confirmed what the Buddha observed. When we see someone succeed in an area we care about, the brain activates the same region that processes physical pain. Envy literally hurts, and here's what makes it worse. We feel the strongest envy, not toward strangers, but toward people close to us. Friends, colleagues, siblings, people similar enough that their success feels like a mirror, held up to show us what we lack. So, what did the Buddha prescribe? Not suppression, something far more radical. He called it mudita, sympathetic joy, the deliberate practice of feeling genuinely happy for another person's happiness. Not perform, not polite, real. Researcher Sonia Lyubomirsky found the same thing. People who celebrate others report significantly higher well-being, not because their lives improved, but because their relationship to other people's lives changed. The comparing mind feeds on scarcity. The grateful mind lives in abundance. Same world, different experience. Let's try something tonight. Think of someone who has something you've wanted. Notice what arises. Don't judge it. Now, find one genuine thing you appreciate about that person. Not their success. Them. Maybe they're kind. Maybe they worked incredibly hard. Hold that. Let it soften the edge. That softening is mudita beginning to grow. Here's the quiet truth about comparison. Every time you measure someone's highlight reel against your behind the scenes, You are comparing incomparable things. You know every doubt you carry, every am fear. You know none of theirs. The Buddha taught, don't watch other people's paths. Return gently to your own, not as criticism, but as a homecoming. Tonight, let everyone else's life be their life. Their wins are not your losses. Their path has nothing to do with where yours is going. You are not behind. You are not ahead. You are exactly where your story is right now. Take a slow breath. Feel the weight of comparison gently leave your chest. You don't need anyone else's life. You have this one, and this one is worth living fully. Sleep well. Good night.